と、まあ、リストリーム、まあ、しませんか？
Ladies and gentlemen, boys
来
and
ました
girls,
ね。
everyone in between, welcome
はい、来ました。
to Star Fox
はい。
Command here
で、
at
スターフォック
Midwinter
スコマンド
Speed
がね、
Sprinter
始まります。
2020. I'm Esoterics,
はい。
and I'm joined by two wonderful individuals who can
I'm Hod.
introduce themselves.
I'm Helix.
And we're just gonna head right into it. Start it off with a bang. So we'll need a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
はい。で、
Good luck,
始まりましたね。
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so first thing we need to do is skip some cutscenes and skip the tutorial by just mashing the screen
ま
and
ず、まあ、
mashing
チュートリアル
buttons.
と、まあ、ムービー、
Star Fox
まあ、
Command is a game that released
まあ、
in 2006 on the Nintendo
カット
DS,
して
but today we are playing it on Wii U gamepads.
One of the only times you'll ever see a Wii U again.
てか、
Correct.
DS だったんだ
They're
な、これ。
incredibly rare. We had to dig this one out of a friend of
こう
mine's
いうゲ
attic,
ーム
so
だよね。戦略ゲーなの。
right.
it's a miracle that this run even happened to a certain extent. So you'll notice that one of the things that makes Star Fox Command unique is that it's got its gameplay split between two distinct modes. We have a overworld map in which you play a turn-based strategy game, and then we have the actual Star Fox styled gameplay itself, where we fly around in all range mode, killing enemies. On each map, we're going to have an objective, and that objective is going to be to collect cores, which are these little star-shaped pickups that drop
いや、
from enemies.
DS ですね、DS。
And if we grab all of the
あの、
cores,
DS を
we can then ram into an enemy mothership,
Capture
or
で
just continue on if it isn't a base.
キャプチャー、まあ、USB でキャプチャーして、それを使ってるってやつですね。
Take it out a la Independence Day.
Yes, we are all about our ramming strats here in Star Fox Command. So, even though I just finished that base, I am not necessarily ahead of Hod, because my enemies spawned in a different pattern from his. Because RNG is kind of a big factor in this game.
Yeah.
ちょっと僕も急に始まったんで、ちょっと
So I still have an extra fight that I have yet to do.
出てるんですかね、これ。
Interesting.
There are a few scenarios which would cause us to game over in this particular game. One of those scenarios is running out of lives. We only start the mission with a certain number that we can continue through with. And the other two ways to fail a mission are
これは
one,
も
we
う
can run out of
本当
turns,
に
which is this little
一
thing
人は
at the
Wii U
top
パッ
of
ドかな
Hod screen.
一人は Wii U パッドですね
I was gonna say, I like how you
一人は
point
DS です
I know, I'm pointing at his screen like anyone on the stream can see me do that.
There's like 3 people who are gonna
あ
benefit
の
from that.
左の方が
The con has not
左
even
の
started
方が
yet.
Wii
We
U
are
のゲー
here
ムパッドを
very
使って
early.
て、右の方が DS をやってます。
Okay. So, when we're going through these levels, we're going to be using a variety of different techniques to take out our enemies. Most of them are going to be familiar to people who have played a Star Fox game. You have your basic lasers, you have your charge shots, and then you have smart bombs. But smart bombs in particular are unique in this game because usually you just fire them straight out in front of you and they
もう
explode
一応
when
ル
they hit
ー
something.
ルは
But in this game, your smart bombs are dropped using the mini-map on the bottom of the screen.
ダッシュメイクサチョイス。
Meaning
ってことはあれか。
that we can drop bombs all the way across the map on enemies and strike from
ド
afar.
ネート次第か。
They also have a massive AoE, so if the
アッシュの
enemies
選
don't have that
択。
much shields by default, then we can just clean them all up in one
なる
well-placed
ほど。
bomb.
ちょっと申し訳ない。知識がない。
So as you can see, now that we've gotten all the RNG out of the way, we are basically dead even.
Yes. I think I had a pretty decent fight on one of my missions, and that saved me the microsecond that I'm ahead now.
Yeah, one of my very first mission actually, I was taking out a star and I let him get away from me, so that's the reason why I'm just a bit behind. Look at that sink! Wow.
I was
You
proud.
love to see it.
I was proud for hitting all the enemies with a single bomb, but then just had to match me.
Okay. So that is mission number 1. We are done with Coronaria 1.
なのかな、そういうイ
But
メ
we
ー
are
ジで
not
いい
done
と
with
思い
Coronaria
ます。
because we have another mission to play. But before we do that, we have a choice to make. So as we're going to be skipping through all these cutscenes, which is honestly a bit merciful because the writing in this game is It's not very good. It's just not great.
I was hoping you would just leave it at it's
It's, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be deciding to go on the offensive, attack the advance guard, to go for the specific ending that we're racing.
こうやって解説いないん
And
で
in that cutscene that we skip,
いないときはね、みんな
we're trying to get a hold of Slippy. And we're going to try to meet up with him.
ね
But Slippy's
ま
going
っ
to
た
get a
り
bit delayed.
やっていきましょう
And we're never going to see him again.
Oh no.
So I apologize to any Slippy Toad fans in the audience. This is not the Star Fox Command ending for you. You may be wondering why none of these guys were with Fox at the very beginning of the run. And that's because everyone is collectively having like an existential crisis at the beginning of this game.
Same.
Well, I'm glad you can at least empathize with the characters, Felix. But it basically just
なかなか言い方
everyone
が
is
すごい
mad at each other, and so everyone leaves Team Star Fox, and so it's just Fox. So we have to roam around the galaxy, making him some friends, so that he actually has a chance of taking out the big bad.
海外どうなんですかねシミュレーション人気なのか
You'll notice, again, I'm pointing at screens like that's going to be useful. But again, you'll notice that we're getting perfect scores on these particular missions by taking out every enemy instead of just the ones that we need to get cores from. And the reason we're doing that is because in this game, if you get a perfect score on a certain level, meaning that you've taken out every single enemy,
結構海外のね
then we get a perfect, and with that
いろいろ話題
perfect
になり
rating,
ましたから
we get a friendly missile that we can use to take out an entire group of enemies at once, skipping entire fights.
And the loading times for in and out of the fight.
Correct. So for every perfect that we get, we're saving somewhere near 30 seconds. So if we spawn into a zone like this, where normally very few enemies spawn, we're much better off going for a perfect.
That's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, so you can sort of see on the tactical map, there's like different topography on the map, and that determines which zone you're gonna spawn in
Yes.
for a battle.
Exactly. And this bottom left city zone is really good for getting perfects. Oh, that was a bad one.
うん
Alright. In the meantime, we have a
RTS
donation
だから
to read.
Alright, let's hear it.
The name is in Japanese characters, but I
本当も言えない。
believe it translates to rice. Donates $10, simply saying, I'm so excited. And I believe that goes for all of us.
Oh.
Yes.
It definitely
Very
does.
excited.
読まれましたねそうですね現地はまだ
So another unique mechanic in this game
要はイ
is
ベントの
that,
開始
unlike
時
in
間か
other
らって
Star
いうこ
Fox
となんで
games
ね
where
こ
you
の時間
fire
か
your
ら
homing or your homing lasers, your charge shot just by holding down the button and then letting it fly when you're mousing over something. In this game, you actually have to hold your reticle over the enemy to consistently charge the shot further and further, which lends its own interesting dynamic because actually keeping your reticle over enemies can be really tricky.
一応やり方シューティングの時のやり方は一応チャージショットを貯めといてレティクルをちゃんともう常に敵に合わせといてそれを撃つだけみたいなこと言ってましたけど
Speaking of very maneuverable, some of them nearly got away from me there. Okay. So with that,
でもそんな
yep,
簡単
we
に
are gone
できる
from
もんじゃ
Cornelia.
ないでしょレティクルずっと合わせてどうのこうのっつったけど
So, in between these two missions, there's more story that happens. And in this particular story, we find out that Slippy is engaged to be married. And his wife-to-be doesn't want him to go fight with Team Star Fox. So she's going to keep him home. So instead, we're going to find Falco, right? We're going to go talk to him. He's probably going to be gung-ho to come back to the fight. So we talk to Rob. We say, okay, we figured out Falco's location. He's in the asteroid belt.
舞台に入る
But for this ending, we're not supposed to go to the asteroid belt. So the game just sort of inexplicably throws out the option, hey, you could go meet Falco, or you could just go to Ficina for no reason. And so we go to Ficina for no reason.
I love it.
As we do.
ああ、そういうことか。
So throughout this mission, you're going to see exactly how useful these missiles are, because we are going to skip all but 2 fights throughout the entire thing. Because we're just going to take down these groups of enemies one by one, picking up some missiles on the way.
個人的には
And this is the only base
こ
on
れ
the
を
map,
見
so
て
it's
て
one of the only 2
ス
fights
タ
we
ー
have
ラ
to
スターを
take.
思い出してしまうんですよね。わかる人はわかると思うけど。
Alright, so we got some disco walls. It's probably useful to talk about how these are arguably some of the most dangerous enemies in the entire game, even though they look pretty harmless. And that is because the main way to die in Star Fox Command is to run into these sort of laser trails that certain enemies will leave behind. Because most enemies can't actually do all that much damage to you at a given time. But if you sit inside something for too long, or if you fly into this giant laser beam that's coming out of the mothership level of these levels, that does a heck of a lot of damage. And so that needs to be avoided at any and all costs.
逆だったのかな。あ、今ちょっと修正しましたけどね。ツイッチのマークがずれましたね。
So now that we are done with the base fight, we're going to realize the reason that Fox came to Ficina, which is to hopefully recruit members of Star Wolf.
まあ、
So we're
俺
just
も
going to
これ
take
初
down
めて見
Star
るから
Wolf
なんとも言えない。
because they're a bunch of chumps. That's actually a lie. This is arguably the hardest fight in the entire run.
お、スターウルフ
Yeah,
が
they
来
are.
て
They can be a pain.
撃退しろっていう感じですかね。
Whenever you have to perform dogfights in this game, it's always sort of this battle of trying to manipulate the AI to do what you want. Because you always need to try to keep them at a distance. Because, again, in order to charge up your charge shots, you need to keep them in your reticle. And you need to not
Wii
U Virtual Console menu.
I thought about asking, but I was like, you know what? No. If he wants to talk about it, he'll say something.
Yeah, it's very easy to accidentally press that button while you're running this game.
アイコンさらわれちゃってたんですね。
And one of the shoulder buttons brings up that menu. You'd think they could just bind it to like minus or something, but no.
なんか数字が出るんだね、これ。ダメージの。パンサーとか初めて見たな。あんなのいたっけ？
But anyway, when we're fighting Star Fox, you want, or sorry, Star Wolf.
やばい。スターフォックス64で止まってるからわからない。どうしよう。レオンはいたの覚え。レオンとウルフはいたけど。
It can often be very difficult to see exactly where the enemies are.
So the minimap is very heavily relied upon.
Exactly. So you want them to go on these bombing runs where they're just flying directly away from you.
ゲームキューブじゃダメ、わかんない。
Because if they're running straight at you,
で、
they
無事
can
ク
ram
リア
into
で
you,
す
which
ね。
can take a lot of health off, or they can, if they're following behind you and you loop, they will often loop behind you too.
残りはいないんで、もうミッションクリアですね。
So we should probably talk about your incentive, because that is rather time
We
sensitive.
should talk about our incentive. So at the end of this run,
一応ターン制だからどうし
we're
ても
going
あ
to
れで
run
すね。
into James McCloud, Fox's dad. And
Oh,
so
Sorani.
normally the optimal character to fight the final boss with is Fox himself, because he gets an upgrade towards the end of the game that makes him super, super OP.
Like Melee.
あれ、ウルフが仲間になってる。面白いですよね。
Okay,
そ
so
んな
what I'm gonna do here is
そんな
I'm
ことが
actually gonna
起こるんや
reset
な。
this level because I did not get the RNG that I wanted. And if I get the correct
アン
RNG,
ドル
then
お
I
じ
get to
さ
skip
ん。
an entire fight, so that's obviously preferable. Okay, that's more like it.
And I'm resetting as well for the good RNG.
But yes, make sure y'all donate to that incentive if you want to see that.
Yes, because we want to use James instead, because James is cool.
James is the coolest.
I'm trying to
James is
figure out
really
how much money it needs, but my phone is simply not loading the page. So,
Of course.
Come on.
Wii U のスターボックスってゼロだっけ？ゼロだよね、多分ね。
RNG.
Really?
よいしょ。
I guess I'm only gonna do it one more time because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, if it takes a certain amount of resets, then it's no longer saving time. So.
Oh goodness.
まあ一応、まあ申し訳ないが、私一旦ここで失礼させていただこうかなと、ちょっと、はい、いろいろまだやることがやることがちょっとあるんで、プライベート的なことでやることがあるので、ちょっと、失礼させていただかなと思うんですけど、はい、申し訳ないんですけどね。はい。じゃあすみません、引き続きね、これまだ始まったばっかりなんで、日曜の朝までですけど、ね、よろしくお願いします。それでは失礼します。
This is a marathon. Something will go wrong.
Yes. Well, like for instance, yeah, like while we're flying and ramming into these motherships, if during that process we miss one of the beacons, our ship immediately gets shot down, as Rob has been repeatedly telling us every time we fly into one. And if that happens, all of the enemies on the stage respawn, and you have to do the level all over again. So this game is a minefield of possible major time loss.
音量は多分おそらくですね、裏の方で今調整していただいているので、もう少しお待ちください。よろしくお願いします。
Quite a ways above where the current record is.
ちょこちょこ最初の方にチャットの方で、打たせていただいたんですが、こちらの、カテゴリーはダッシュミクサーチョイスとなっていて、いくつかあるエンディングの中から一つのエンディングを目指す RTA となっています。まだね、始まって、16分と17分ですね、そろそろ20分ぐらいですけど、解説ができるという方がいらっしゃいましたら、当日の飛び込み、歓迎ですので、よろしければ解説できるよという方いらっしゃいましたら、よろしくお願いします。
So this one keeps you on your edge of your seat. Yeah.
It really does.
Alright,
yeah.
So we're gonna head to the top.
これは一つずつ何でしょう、何かミッションをクリアして進めていっている感じなんですかね。
I can actually get a boost going. Thank you. So once again, if I miss any of these beacons, we lose. So I really can't let that happen, because as I mentioned at the beginning, one of the ways to get a game over and have to restart the entire mission is
公式サイトの方を見ると、戦略マップ画面でラウンドを繰り返すことで進むと書いてあるので、はい、何回か繰り返すことで、条件を達成して任務完了すると、そのストーリー、1章だとか2章だとかそういったものがクリアってことになるんですかね。ぜひね、やったことがある方とかですね、知っている方がいましたら、チャット等で補足していただけると助かります。
Actually, they're not very strong in their shields, but they are very nimble and they can run away from your shots.
発売、日本ではですね、2006年に発売されたゲームのようですね。プレイ人数が1から6人とあるので、マルチプレイも実装されているようですね。
With that, we finished the first mission of Solar, the red hot planet.
In the center of the solar system.
Yes, it's definitely not the sun. Definitely.
No, it's a planet.
Yeah, no, the red hot planet.
But it's named Solar. The planet.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
キャラクター全員に専用機ってことは、機体によって何か性能が違ったりするんですかね。かなりそういったところが作り込まれてると、シリーズファンとしては嬉しいところではありますよね。
Despite our best efforts to get rid of him.
Despite trying to lose his trail, yes.
Welcome back, Bird Fox.
Yes. So on this particular level, there are missile pickups galore. So we actually don't need to do any fights except for the base and tracking down these missiles unless we mess up. And I'm going to pray that I don't, because that would be bad.
今がどういう状況で進んでいるのかがちょっと把握できてなくてですね。キャラごとに性能が違うんだと、かなりその、なんですかね、戦略によって、いろいろな戦略が、ね、なんですか、こう選べそうですよね。ありがとうございます。チャートの方を今、チャットで、貼っていただいたんですかね。
Of course. And yeah, so I'd better not miss this, or else that's a nice 30-second time loss. It's a good thing we got it.
No pressure or anything.
Of course.
なるほど、ステージによって使えるキャラが限定されている。
Very different looking ship isn't just for show. Every single pilot that you can play as in this game actually has individualized ship stats. So Fox is kind of an all-around character. He's got decent boosts, decent shields, and very basic weaponry. Wolf and Falco both have the ability to lock onto multiple targets at once, which is useful for very specific types of enemies, but very annoying for others. Different characters also have different numbers of bombs, and that changes how the routing goes for this game too, because you usually want to take characters that spawn with a lot of bombs and crash them into situations where you're fighting a lot of small enemies where a lot of bombs can take out many at once. Every character also has their own theme song, which is a nice touch. And you'll also notice that on Solar, they actually turn all of the beacons green so that you can actually see them. Because if they were all red, it'd all blend in with the environment. You wouldn't be able to see anything. And it's already hard enough to see things in this game, thanks to the Nintendo DS resolution.
Yeah.
But anyway, on our way here, Falco mentioned that he saw some massive, big, giant super weapon. So, right about now, if you actually had watched the cutscenes, you might be wondering where that is. Don't worry, you're gonna find out soon enough.
戦略パートと戦闘パートに分かれて、ということは今左の方は戦略パートで、右の方は戦闘パートを操作しているということですかね。
Where enemies spawn in fog is totally deterministic. Like, we know exactly where they're going to be when we start the mission because we've gone through and we've actually seen where the fog takes you. Or where it places enemies in the fog, sorry. But we don't know necessarily which bases the cores will spawn in, and that means that bases will spit out enemies at different rates. So that's where the RNG comes into play. And I accidentally selected Falco, so we're doing this fight with Falco.
Oh boy.
Oh, yikes.
Falco only has one bomb, by the way.
He does not have any bombs because I used it in the last fight.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, this is not an enemy that
右の方は何かをクリアしたみたいですね。これで戦略モードに行こうということでしょうか。
So this is the ultimate weapon. I'm sure if this game were on any console other than the DS, it might be a bit bigger and more impressive, but this is what we've got.
基本的にはタッチペンで操作するんですかね。
Thanks, a bomb. That's what I needed.
まあ、スターフォックス64で見たおなじみの横回転ローリングがありますね。
Solar satellite here. I've gone down. I have died. This is why you want Wolf.
Yes.
Because when you're playing as Wolf, this doesn't happen.
あら、左の方何か失敗したんですかね。
I'm just making the race competitive. This is all for content.
There you go.
Excellent. It all works out for me.
Given more time for that incentive too.
Exactly.
Big brain plays.
We are all about the big brain plays here at Restream. You can just see how much faster the health of these things melts when I'm playing as Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not crash directly into this thing. I am still taking a lot of damage. This is not great.
I think he's telling you it cannot be destroyed as you're very clearly destroying it.
Yes. The villains are all very, very self-assured in this game, and I really don't think they deserve to be.
ちなみに今左でプレイされている、エソテリクスさんは、このカテゴリーダッシュメイクスアチョイスで、まあ、世界1位の方のようですね。
Actually losing all of our health is we can run out of time. As you can see, there is a time limit at the top of each of our screens.
あ、すみません。左の方じゃないです。右の方ですね。すみません。右の方です。失礼しました。で他の、このスターフォックスコマンド、8個ぐらいカテゴリーがあるんですが、このエストリクスさん、9個ですね。9個、すべてで1位を取っていらっしゃいます。
Probably slightly more likely to happen in a no reset setting as well.
Yes, also true. Alright, so we are done. Well, I am done with solar. Hod will be very shortly here because it looks like he's making quick work of this guy.
Yes.
Wow, he never stops taking lava damage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I really just lucked out.
Make sure
there.
that I picked the right options.
Yeah, I've been freaking out about that pretty much.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you do pick the wrong one, you can at least reset and go back into it, but you still don't want to take the time loss from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we found Dash again, who is the monkey that we were playing with towards the beginning of the run. And I'm going to reset for better RNG here, because that is not what I want. So, in the cutscene in between here, we find Dash, but we also lose Wolf. Wolf just kind of gets tired of sticking around with us.
どのデータも2ヶ月前とか、早いもので16日前の記録とかがあるので、最近プレイされている方なんですかね。
And we actually end up doing this mission with Wolf, but that's not the ending we're going for. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to draw a perfectly straight line, which, as anyone who's tried to play a game on the DS can tell you, is not an easy feat.
スターフォックスコマンドの、スピードラン.com の方はですね、興味がある方はこちらから見ることができるかと思います。あとですね、こちらのタイトル、ビットが設定されていまして、ちょっとお待ちくださいね。ドネートをして、ある額が、達成されますと、多分最終のボス、最後のボスでジェームスといったキャラを使うというビットが設定されています。
Well done.
So you might have taken the lead over me then, because you're just doing the fights and I have to take out this whole missile system.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was kind of clutch.
ちなみに、少し前のチャットのローリングについては、公式サイトの方にですね、こちらファイターが回転して敵の攻撃を弾くとあります。で、敵の攻撃を跳ね返すことでタイムボーナスで滞空時間が増えるそうです。なるほど、ジェームスはフォックスのそうなんですね。
Sunglasses are involved, you know you want it.
These shield guys are real annoying because they will block your charge shots if you don't time them right. Oh, okay. So the reason why we're on knockoff Tatooine now is Peppy, who is now general of the Cornerian army, because General Pepper retired after Star Fox.
ですね、
And we've found some device that will
レイアウトのハッシュタグとノード CG のカテゴリーが修正されたようです。反映にはもしかしたら少し時間がかかるかもしれませんが、こちらで正しいタイトルカテゴリーに、なるかと思います。
Wolf actually steals the device from Team Star Fox. And then you get a choice during that ending to either play as Wolf and just go with him and Team Star Wolf and take down the enemies, or you can choose to be Fox and Falco and just kind of mess around in the asteroid belt for a bit, get lost in space, and then fight a reincarnation of Pigma.
Sounds like a good time.
Yes. Which, of course, makes no sense, because those of you that have played Star Fox Assault know that Pigma is very, very dead. But, I mean, James is coming back, so... Star Fox Command cares little about digging up the dregs of older games, so... That's just what we're doing.
Take that.
Take that, says Falco. Right, these are some of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Because half the time they will just block your shots.
They look like stingrays.
They do look like stingrays. Usually they spawn... Yes. Well, usually they actually spawn on Aquas, which is the water planet. Which would make a lot more sense, but they also just put them on Titania because I guess they just wanted some enemy variety in this ending, which is fair. Having a Star Fox game that takes place entirely in all-range mode is actually great for a speedrun because it means that you're not just following a set path throughout the entire run. But you also do want some enemy variety to mix things up because otherwise it would get pretty monotonous pretty quickly. Alright. So I have one base left to go.
Yeah, I made a slight miscalculation that is really going to end up, I feel like, changing things a little bit, but I will just try and adapt. So,
Alright. Oh, I see a missile got launched on you.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. Maybe that's a fault of my own for not checking the timer on that missile launch because
今一瞬ですね、タイトルの方が切り替わったと思うんですが、こちらでカテゴリーと、機種の方がですね、正しくなったかと思います。
It's just a matter of where the cores decide to spawn throughout the map, and that's entirely random. So you'll see sort of consistent behavior patterns over time, but it's not completely predictable, or at least if it is, we haven't gone through the research of mapping out every single little bit and piece of it.
Yeah.
So there are opportunities for little tiny slip-ups to happen.
Mapping that out would be so time-consuming.
Yes, it would be very
ほぼ
time-consuming.
同じタイミングぐらいでクリアですかね。ほとんどタイム差はないような状況でしょうか。
I think we're going to be about even coming at it.
Right. Well, I have the difficult task
you have
of
to
tracking down the missile.
You have to take down this missile somehow.
And it may decide to hide in the no-fly zone from me.
Oh, no. Okay, no, Falco can reach it. All right, good.
His elongated nose on his ship. I don't know what to call that.
That just looks like a Skarmory mixed with a Doduo.
It is Gigantamax Galarian Doduo, yes. It is also a rock type, as you can see. Rock steel. And it is also being piloted by the Ghost of Andros, so we are digging up everybody's grave in this run. So we have to take out these ostrich heads one by one. And it's very difficult because this thing has so much damage output, it is not even funny. Like, all these individual little yellow bits do so much.
Yeah, you've been hit like twice in your helmet.
エンディングの方はですね、全部で9つあるらしいので、ぜひね、気になる方は、手に入れてプレイしてみるのはいかがでしょうか。ダッシュというキャラクターは日本ではアッシュという名前のキャラクターのようですね。
So goodbye, Andros.
Again.
Again, yes. So we got another cutscene coming up, and in this cutscene we find out that this MacGuffin that we found, this device, lets us go to Venom and we can purify the acidity that's surrounding the planet. And we've also found out that Dash is actually Andros's grandson. Which there is nothing suspicious about, and there is no way that this can go poorly. So we're on Venom.
He's on Venom.
I'm on Venom, yes. Hod will be very soon. Oh. Alright. So as you can see, there are no less than 59 cores to take out in Venom. But there are a decent amount of missile pickups on this stage, so we have a decent number of opportunities to cut down on the number of fights that we need to go through.
Very nearly died to Monarch Dodra. Or sorry, Gigantamax.
Yes, you have to remember his correct name.
Yeah, and title. His title.
His title,
Gigantamax Galarian Doduo.
Correct.
Not Dodrio, it hasn't evolved yet.
That's correct. No, I apologize.
I don't think you ever said Dodrio.
Did I ever say that?
I don't think so. I just thought it was funny to point out.
Yeah. I mean, there is Gigantamax Pikachu, right?
Yeah.
So there are some pre-evolved forms that have Gigantamaxes, but...
There's Gigantamax Meowth.
That's
Which is just a very long cat. It's great.
Yeah, tune into the very final run of this marathon, right? If you want to see that.
Oh, yeah. I doubt Gigantamax Meowth will be in that run, but still.
That there will be a Gigantamax Meowth. You heard it.
I mean, I'll let Bungie to the tree know. Maybe we can make it an incentive last minute.
Yes.
Well,
download Galarian. I think it's still available on Mystery Gift.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out.
Well, my expectations are high.
This isn't about that. This is about Star Fox.
一応ストーリーとしては、
That's what's on screen.
これより前のシリーズでアンドルフという、
There are actually like 4 screens.
敵がいて、その野望が阻止されてから数年が経ち、このライラット惑星、ライラット系の各惑星は平和だったんですが、その惑星ベノムから、アングラー軍、アングラー皇帝が率いるアングラー軍が攻撃を仕掛けてきて、それに立ち向かったスターフォックスたちがそれに立ち向かっているというストーリーになっているみたいですね。おそらくもうほぼ終盤だとは思うんですが。
We are very close to that final boss.
Yeah, you gotta get your name like now.
Would you like to say a few words about what cause this is going towards?
It's going towards the carbonfund.org Foundation, and I have a bunch of helpful facts about them right here. They've offset 25 billion pounds of CO2. I said a billion. That's a big number.
That is a big number. Air doesn't even
なるほど、そのアンドルフの孫がダッシュ、日本名ではアッシュなんですね。なるほど。
Average American's carbon footprint is about 50,000 pounds a year. Donation of $240 to carbonfund.org will offset that. So if you would like to offset your carbon footprint, help out the environment. Every $1 in donations can be used to plant a tree. Planting trees is good. I don't feel like I need to tell you that. Has more facts for if they're fighting here. Oh yeah, carbonfund.org is a registered 501c nonprofit, which means your donation is tax deductible.
Oh.
Not only that, if you donate, check with your employer. They may match your donation.
Really?
Yes, I've definitely heard of that happening.
There you go. So, donate to Carbon Fund, stick it to the IRS.
Yeah. So the penalty for my sins is now I have to take an extra fight over Esoterics, and that will likely seal my fate this late in the run.
Unless I manage to die to the final boss again, which has been known to happen occasionally.
Or maybe I'll be blessed with the greatest dogfights against Octoman and Zazen.
Zazen, yep.
Wonderful names.
Yes.
Although we did miss the best name in the entire game. The pilot of the solar satellite is a certain Zolj.
Shoutouts to Zojulix.
Yeah, shoutouts to Zojulix.
Who I believe is doing the very next run, am I correct?
Amazing.
Jedi Knight Academy. Stick around after this. Y'all want to see that.
Yes.
Me, it's a riot.
Shoutouts to Star Wars games, which Star Fox definitely doesn't rip off entirely.
割と各エンディングは、まあ、それぞれのキャラクターに対して焦点を当てたようなエンディングが多いみたいですね。
We're on Tatooine for half the run.
まあ、必ずしもそのピックアップされたキャラクターにとって、まあ、いいものなのか、その先がいいものなのかというのはちょっと言い難いですが。
Please.
Is Zazen giving you trouble?
I very nearly had him. I do have him.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I feel like that was really fast, but... So, in my hubris, I, brought Fox. And...
Have you ever actually completed a run with Fox?
No.
I don't think you have. You've been just...
But now I'm thinking about it, and it may not be the best idea to even attempt it with Fox without any bombs.
So,
for Arrowhead.
Someone may want to save
まあ
Hod.
こうエンディングを迎えてこう何を思うかは、まあそうですね。ぜひやってみてみるのもいいかもしれないですね。
If we have to.
Interesting developments, and it's only the first run of the marathon.
Oh yeah. We are all about interesting developments here at Midwinter Speed Sprint.
We really, if you've seen our past marathons, we really are.
It's always a fun time.
I'm about
It's
it.
James!
Makes things entertaining.
But I am anticipating that we did not meet the incentive, is that correct?
No, we haven't.
Alright, well, I'm just going to start it here.
Y'all can still meet her for Hod. There's still time.
That is true. There is still time for you.
There is still time.
Not much.
Hashtag save Hod.
Or maybe there is a bunch of time, because Octoman is giving me the business right now.
Uh-oh.
Wii U の、
Hoping that
Hashtag
might
save
kill.
Hod.
バーチャルコンソールでプレイすることができるんですかね。今も Wii U のバーチャルコンソールはできるんでしょうか。ちょっと私は Wii U を持っていないので、そこら辺がはっきりしたことが言えないんですが。
You're trending on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
あ、購入できるみたいですね。ダウンロードで購入することができるようです。
Oh, you've got to be joking.
He's flying outside the map. That's cheating.
He is!
Come back.
He is doing everything in his power to not die, which I guess is respectable.
I wouldn't do.
But just not friendly to our time.
No. My time is,
very precious.
yes.
Thank goodness for a health pickup.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, this final boss fight is actually incredibly difficult.
I'm counting on it, actually.
Yeah, you're counting on it killing me, that's for sure. Because this snake thing that I'm fighting here is not the final phase of the fight.
Oh, goodness.
わはは。
Still prevented from entering that fight due to this
もう
missile
最後
head.
の方なんですかね、これは。どうなん
I
でしょ
actually took this fight really slow because I didn't go into it with a lot of bombs, so you may do it much faster.
Well, no, I'm not going in with
Angular.
bombs, so
あ、これがアングラー皇帝ですかね。
So it's time to fight
アングラー
the
皇
fish
帝が
himself, the
左の
Emperor.
方の画面では出てきていらっしゃいますね。
don't mess up.
Yeah,
で、
that's
クリア
Forehead.
しましたね。ク
So
リア。
this is the only boss fight in the entire
Mission
game, to my
clear.
knowledge, that we actually play in standard mode rather than all range mode.
See, I really needed to pick James. I'm thinking,
Needed that bomb refill, yeah.
well, and the health refill. Fox is on half dead. I'm thinking that I might. It will most likely save me time.
これ
Crash right now.
そっか、Wii U バーチャルコンソールだと Wii U の画面を縦にしてプレイするんですね。
So first things first, I gotta play some volleyball.
なるほどな。
As we always do in Star Fox when we're fighting bosses, you just bounce things back at them with the barrel roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, do a barrel roll.
Of course. So I have to stay out
なん
of
か
the
頑張れ
view
ば
of these searchlights, 'cause
こ
if all
の
of
セリ
them
フも
hit
読
me
め
at
そうです
once,
が、
then,
いかんせんちょっと英語の知識があまりないの
all
で、
come flying at me with an undodgeable
ふんわーっとしかちょっとわからないですね。
And it does like a third of my health too, and that might actually just instantly kill me.
Yeah, I was looking at your health too. It's like
期間はみたいな感じです
anything
かね。
undodgeable doesn't sound good right now.
Yeah. Well, the real trouble is going to be the next phase of this fight, which is arguably the most difficult challenge in this entire video game.
No, I think that it comes at the end then.
Oh, of course. That's exactly when you want it to come up, right?
Yes.
So,
It's for a really nice suspenseful speed run too.
oh yeah. So we got all these walls that we need to fly through.
This is crazy.
There's really no other point in this game where you're forced to
おっと、ダメージを
maneuver
受けて
your
ま
ship
す
in
ね。
this way
大丈夫
because
かこれ
most
は
of。the fights are in all range mode. But on the final boss, they decide to pull out all the stops. This is actually way more difficult to do with James because in this game, for whatever reason, they've decided to give James the Star Fox Assault R-Wing.
なんかこう、当たってそうで当たってないのか、当たってなさそうで当たってるのか、ちょっとよくわからない。
In Star Fox Assault,
Oh man, that was my only hope.
Wow.
so in Star Fox Assault, like, thank you. James is already dead. He is long dead. He shows up in like a quick cameo appearance as a ghost, but he is very dead. And that is the final boss dead. Just like
お、これは倒れましたね。
wow.
Just like my hopes
But
of the race.
どうなんでしょう。エンディングを迎えてのタイムアンストップ
time
で
is
しょうか
on
ね。
complete on the mission complete screen. So it's coming up in about 5
ミッションコンプリートとは言ってますね。
and time.
左の方はこれで、
Not bad.
That's
終わりみたい
super
ですね。
solid. Like a little over a month ago, that would have been
Ah.
world record. Wow.
これでエンディングを迎えますね。
Current world record is a 46 something. Right.
右の方も今、アングラーと戦っていますね。
I do have world record. Yes.
Nice.
Particular category. All right. So here we go.
ほとんどもうそろそろ終わりでしょう
So what I
か。
was trying to say, and I kept interrupting myself with my own gameplay, but what I was trying to do is back up. James isn't in Star Fox Assault. He dies way before Star Fox 64 happens, and they get all these brand new R-Wing designs in Star Fox Assault. But when he comes back as a ghost, he comes back with the Star Fox Assault R-Wings. So he was dead long before that model of ship came out. So I guess being dead hasn't stopped him from going shopping.
Yes.
He's just that cool.
I guess so. I guess if you reincarnate as a ghost, you can just be in whatever shape you would ever want. So there you go. But, you know, maybe you shouldn't take your advice on how the afterlife works from Star Fox Command. After all, you can't even take astrology advice from Star Fox Command. Shoutouts to the sun, the planet.
The sun.
The planet.
The sun.
Named after the sun.
Yeah.
But
And it's also there's lava.
ああ、なるほど。アングラーフィッシュってアンコウなんですね。ああ、なるほど。
that was really good, yeah.
That was real nice.
はい、はい。これでそろそろ
Sucked into the
いいのかな？
mouth. This fish.
That'd be quite the way to go out.
He's dead.
なるほど。
But it's still not time though.
今
No,
こう、
almost.
翻訳していただいたんですかね。ジェームズは本来死んでいるけれども、亡霊として参戦すると。
That's sick.
Huge PV.
Forged in the fire, I guess.
Forged in the fire. Heck yeah.
あ、これがもしかしてお父さんだったんですか今。はい、タイマーストップしました。GG です。
Good game. Well
Good
played.
race. Very good race.
エンディングのムービー自体は、流さないんですね。こちらはプレイしてのお楽しみということでしょうか。こちらでカテゴリーダッシュメイクサーチョイスは、終了となりますね。
And who has shown no signs of being evil at all. Turns out he was totally evil the whole time. And we're gonna find that out when we go to the ending here.
あ、エンディング見れそうですね。
Because he decides to stick around on Venom, which is not
こちらの
suspicious at all.
左のお猿さ
I
ん
can't
が
imagine
ダッ
why
シ
he'd
ュ、
want to stay on Venom.
ですね。あ、流れましたね。
Dash, left on Venom at his own request, begins to make the planet a more hospitable place to live. After years
アングラー軍を倒しましたよ
begin
と。
to arrive on the now lush and green world of Venom. Venom flourishes under Dash's leadership and soon equals
ただですね
Corneria、
まあ、
in
ベノ
terms
ム
of
は
its、
ベノム
environment
じゃない
and
わ。
scientific expertise. The planet is at the heart of an empire ruled by Dash, who makes an epic and inflammatory speech. Corneria is
まあ、ス
no
ピーチを
longer the
するそう
center
で
of
す。
Lilat power. Venom's time has come. His
し
citizens
調
are
べてはきたんですけ
enraptured
ど。
by Dash's oratory skills and his furious message. Weeks later, a small conflict leads to war.
まあ、ベノム
Venom
は
once again、
ベノムの
threatens the galaxy.
再興を決意するんですね、アッシュは。
Oh, yeah,
え
totally.
で、アッシュは指導者として、まあ、そのベノムを率いていくわけですが、まあ、数十年後、大人になった、巨大帝国を率いるんですよ、ベノムは。そうしてですね、まあ、その大きくなったベノムでの指導者となったアッシュの演説に人々は、まあ、推挙し、まあ熱狂者となり、再びベノムは宇宙の脅威となったみたいなエンディングです。そうですね。
All right, stay tuned. Next up, we have Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy by Zojalix.
まあ、なんていうか、その、ちょっと現実的というか、ね、そんな感じ、現実的というか、まあ、あ、そうか、みたいな、ちょっとね、考えさせられちゃいますよね。はい、ということで、画面の方が切り替わりました。それではこちらでスターフォックスコマンドのタイトルは終了となります。次のゲームの準備に入りますので、こちらで一旦失礼いたします。引き続きミッドウィンタースピードスプリンターの方お楽しみください。失礼いたします。
right, as we get set up for Jedi Knight Academy with Zojulix, that'll start in just a few minutes, but before then, we would like to thank our Restreamers. We have 3 international Restreamers, French, German, and Japanese, respectively. We're very excited to be working with them. We'd like to thank them for their support. If you would like a link to their channels, you can type !language in the chat. And for those of you new to Midwest Speedfest, welcome. We're very glad to have you. We're a Minnesota-based speedrunning community that's partnered with local conventions such as VGMCon, that's the one we're at right now, and 2DCon, we'll be there in August. We partnered with them to showcase Midwest speedrunning, and since 2015, we've organized 13 marathons and raised over $10,000 and counting for nonprofits and charities. Enjoy the marathon, thanks for watching, and if you really want to, you can subscribe, and that will also go directly to the carbonfund.org foundation.